Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for. You've been searching in the dark, your sweat soaking through the floor. Buried in your bones, there's an ache that
it's everything you ever need, and it's him right in front of you. This is where you wanna be.
If you told me 5 years ago that after making YouTube videos for almost 5 years that I'd be making a video not only about The Greatest Showman, but a video about how I kinda enjoy the film, I wouldn't have believed you. When this film released, I despised it. I saw it on a school trip in 2018, and ever since then, I hated musicals, blindly ignoring the fact of which a film I hold very close to my heart is technically a musical. I was a stupid 11 to 12-year-old. Now in 2023, I'm a stupid 17-year-old, but that's a separate issue. And yet, when my local audience showed it for the first time that I was aware of since 2018 in September this year, I went back to watch it. And I was very, very wrong about this film. Do I absolutely love it? No. Nor do I hate it. I just simply like it, and that's better than where I used to be. However, my German friend and another friend of mine said that it should be 5 stars or a 10 out of 10, and let's not get ahead of ourselves here, because in my opinion, there's still something I don't particularly like about this film, and we're going to try and figure that out, as well as what I actually like. The songs are not one of the issues. They are fantastic. I love most of them. The ones I really like are A Million Dreams, The Other Side, This Is Me, and From Now On. My absolute favourite is easily The Greatest Show. It is just so perfect as a whole song, but also with how it was used in the film. It allows the film to have a sort of cyclical structure to it. It opens with the first half of the song with Barnum alone in show business, as that's everything he wants. But it ends with the second half of the song and Barnum with his family, because they're all he'll ever need and want now. And they were always right in front of him, even when he was consumed about what he wanted. But he learned that the show can go on without him, and his family is everything he ever wants and needs. Now, whether that's done well or not is a whole nother story. Million Dreams is great and drives one of the themes of the film, which is family is what brings you happiness, and you don't need money to dream big. And in P.T. Barnum's story, money will only bring you happiness as long as it lasts, which he has to learn the hard way. The Other Side carries this on more, with Barnum convincing Zac Efron's character to leave the riches of his life for a more fun life, as that will bring him more joy. Plus, the fact that the barman is able to keep up with them is great, and honestly the MVP of that scene. This Is Me is such a moving song about how we are all different and none of us are perfect, but we shouldn't be cast aside because of it. And this was actually a song I actually despised when I was younger. I have no idea why. It's really, really good. And then From Now On, as Barnum realises who he needs to focus on from now on, this fantastic upbeat song breaks out. Now, I'm not happy with how fast this change happens. It has a couple scenes from him losing everything to quickly turning things around, and returns to his wife after one talk from the people he gave her home. He doesn't sit alone for enough time and ponder his choices and where it went wrong before his performers tell him why and why they're grateful for him. This is one reason why the film was not perfect. The quick turnaround at the end just bothers me. He doesn't suffer because of his wrongdoings for enough time. However, that doesn't stop the song being absolutely brilliant, truly a banger that represents his change. Another thing is that this film was about P.T. Barnum. Despite some apparent inaccuracies, which aren't something that bothers me, the film was a biopic on Barnum, the Greatest Showman. So when we cut to Zac Efron's subplot with Zendaya's character, I didn't like it. It contributes absolutely nothing to Barnum's story. The scenes where Barnum is present with them, like when he saves Efron's character from the fire, could still happen if their love subplot was in the background of scenes where Barnum was present, instead of cutting away to just them. It's like if Oppenheimer showed the bombs being dropped. Seeing the bombs dropped does not add to Oppenheimer's story, and so we hear about it when he does in Los Alamos. That's why I never really liked Rewrite the Stars ever as a song. It's not about Barnum at all in any way. Despite the subplot not being great, the main story is pretty good. P.T. Barnum starts off this character who wants to prove himself and recruits different people who wouldn't be classified as normal for his own benefit, and classifies them as outcasts himself when they don't benefit him. as he continues to move up in the world until he loses everything, and they make him understand how much it meant for him to give them a home in the circus and remind him who he did it all for in the first place, which was his wife and kids. He came from nothing and became so overcome with greed and fame that he lost himself completely before he was reminded of who he was by those who truly respected him. Is it kind of convenient Zac Efron's character put aside money? Yes. Perhaps not with how reckless Barnum seemed to be in the film, but it did sort of come out of nowhere as it wasn't even hinted at before at all. Of course, we've got to talk performances. Everyone's pretty good, and then there's Hugh Jackman. I have never seen an actor pull off two opposite roles so flawlessly than him with Wolverine and Barnum. It will forever amaze me just how fantastic Hugh Jackman can sing. He sings like there's no tomorrow, and his performance outside of that is also pretty good as well. Without him, there's no way I would ever like this film, so I'm grateful he's the one playing Barnum. He's such a likeable guy and can't wait to see him one last time as Logan in Deadpool 3 with Ryan Reynolds. The Greatest Showman is a film I no longer hate, and that's great. If you have always loved it, more power to you. Maybe I was just a naive kid. It's not a masterpiece, but it's not terrible, and after 5 years, I've learnt that. I don't want to hate movies. I want to enjoy everything that comes out, but that's not possible. Despite that, I'm grateful I've changed my mind on The Greatest Showman. It's good, and I was stupid for ever thinking otherwise. The 2017 biopic gets a 7 out of 10. Still not my favourite film of all time or my favourite musical ever, but it's not bad. Peace out.
It's everything you ever want. It's everything you ever need. And it's here right in front of you.